Hello, thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony and I want to talk about Kenya Moore, former cast member of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She has taken to her YouTube channel to clown Angela Oakley, her former fellow cast member of RHOA, and totally just drags, disrespects, and humiliates Karen Huger from The Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, before we get into what she had to say, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these clips are allowed. Now, shout out to the Bravo Shade Room on Instagram. This is where I am getting these two clips from Kenya's YouTube channel. She uploaded her latest video and she basically talks about hot topics, but she definitely makes it a point that the hot topics always include some sort of Real Housewife franchise segment. So in this instance, she is talking about two different housewife shows, Atlanta and Potomac. So we will go ahead and get Atlanta out of the way. She's going to talk about Angela Oakley reportedly unfollowing singer K. Michelle while the women are on a cast trip, I believe, to Dallas. So I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic so that you all do not experience an echo. Thank you so much.
Meanwhile, over in Atlanta, the casting tea is boiling hot, child. And guess who spilled it first? Well, kind of like I alluded to. I didn't give you the names, but you knew what you knew from what I knew. Anyway, let's just say the drama is already starting, and Angela, my girl, unfollowed K. Michelle on Instagram. Do people still do that? Like, do people still unfollow each other? I think that's so childish. And in fact, for me, I wouldn't even let you know I didn't like you that much. I would just put you on mute. Mute. Literally, because then I'm showing you I don't really care about you that much. I won't get to see you, and you won't get the privilege of saying that I blocked you or I unfollowed you. Angela unfollowed K. Michelle on Instagram during the very first cast trip. Child, not even one season in, and the shade is shady. Now, the big question is, will this new lineup breathe new life into the housewives? Meanwhile, over in Atlanta, the casting tea is boiling hot, child. Breathe new life into the housewives, or will it feel too much like too drastic of a change? You tell me. Personally, I'm rooting for the fresh energy. Atlanta deserves a shakeup, and I think these women could really bring it. But I'll let you decide. Are you excited for the new era of housewives? New era, meaning you will never get the old back? Or are you side-eyeing the reboot? Or do you want like a mixture? Do you want some of the OGs and some of the new girls that you like? You sound off here in the comments. And are you twirling for new cast or waiting to see if they deliver? I want to know. Let your girl know. Drop it in the comments. Breathe new life into the housewives, or will it feel too much like too drastic of a change? You tell me. Personally, I'm rooting for the
Okay, so let's talk about this first clip where she is talking about Angela Oakley perhaps allegedly having some sort of disagreement with singer K. Michelle on the RHOA cast trip. You know that the ladies are now filming season 17 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they are having a cast trip in Dallas, which I believe has been hosted by Cynthia Bailey. She also just uploaded a recent episode of her podcast with former Beverly Hills cast member Crystal Minkoff, which I think the two of them, they both seem very nice, not problematic, unproblematic, and chill personalities. So I think that's a very good matchup. But anyway, they have filmed a podcast episode, and Cynthia was saying that there was like a little bit of drama on the cast trip. But allegedly, Angela Oakley has unfollowed K. Michelle. Now, Kenya, she said she felt like that was childish. She said, don't even give anyone basically the joy of knowing that they got to you so bad that you unfriended them. She said, just mute them. And if you have an Instagram account, I'm sure you are familiar because actually, with me, I may like mute someone if perhaps on Instagram their content is getting very political. And I just don't want to see that all the time. Now, don't get me wrong. Do I read political news? Do I watch political videos? Yes, I do. But do I do it all throughout my day? Hell no. So I just want a little bit of it. But if I feel like your content is leaning towards 100% political, but I don't want to unfollow you, like I still fuck with you, I'm just going to mute. So Kenya is saying use that mute feature for someone whom you really don't like, but you don't want them to know that you've unfriended them. I think that's childish to jump through all those loops. I'd rather you like stand in your truth, live in your truth. If you want to push out the toxicity, go ahead and unfriend them or block them. Do what you do. But don't fake it because then you're operating out of pride, you not wanting that other person to know that they've pissed you off for violating your boundaries. So I actually look at that differently, Kenya, because I use the mute feature in a different way. It is people that I do sincerely still want to follow on Instagram. I'm just muting their content right now. That's it. Or perhaps the content, it could be kind of sad for whatever reason. And I don't want to feel sad, so I'll just mute it. No big deal. But mainly it's for people who go super duper political, and I'm just not with that. But she's like almost calling Angela Oakley childish. Now, I do want to say this. I am wondering if Kenya is trying to use her influence to get people to not like Angela Oakley as much because she knows that Angela Oakley was the fan fave of season Sweet 16 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm wondering if Kenya is a little jealous of Angela Oakley's popularity and she's trying to throw a wrench in that. Even if that were the case, I don't think that it's working because people are in the comments dragging her, saying, you know, you're doing confessionals for free. And you told Nene to go away. You should take your own advice that you gave to her. So, like, nobody is really feeling it. So, I don't think she could turn anyone against Angela Oakley, even if she wanted to. But let's go ahead and move on to what she says about Karen Huger. It really, really annoyed me because I thought it was so mean. So, I'm going to go ahead and mute my mic and then play it for you all. Please hit the like button.
Now, unless in jail, she was running the girls. You know what I'm saying? But Karen, this is what I need to know. Can I get that exclusive? Because I'm your girl, Karen. You know, I've always said you were a great fit for Real Housewives of Potomac, and I mean that. I've always shown you love, and I'm your girl. So, bottom line, when you went to your jail cell at night, was it bunks that were side by side, or were they double bunks, like top and bottom? Because Karen, I need to know, are you a top or a bottom? What? I'm not trying to be shady. I just want to know, are you a top or a bottom, Karen? You can tell your girl. Wink, wink. I know you lived through the 70s, girl. I know you lived through the 70s. I know you had a wild lifestyle. Top or bottom. Just let the people know. Karen, I need to know. You and I. Let's talk about it. Were you a madam? Did you have a Karen on Potomac? That's the kind of lock. Now, unless in jail, she was running the girls. You know what I'm saying? But Karen, this is what I need to know. Can I get that exclusive? Because I'm your girl, Karen. You know, I've always said you were a great fit for Real Housewives of Potomac, and I mean that. I've always shown you love, and I'm your girl. So, bottom line, when you went to your jail cell at night, was it bunks that were side by side, or were they double bunks, like top and bottom? Because Karen, I need to know, are you a top or a bottom? What? I'm Karen on Potomac. That's the kind of lockup I could survive. And a hot shower and a bathtub. Okay. I need to take a bath at least once a week. Okay. A hot, steamy shower and a bathtub. And I'm not talking about somebody spitting on you or spitting on their fingers. Okay, that's too much. That's too much. She's going crazy. Karen on Potomac. That's the kind of lockup I could survive. And a hot shower and a bathtub. Okay. I need to take a bath at least once a week. Okay. A hot, steamy shower and a bathtub. And I'm not talking about somebody spitting on you.
Okay, so let's talk about what she said about Karen. So when I think about her commentary on Karen, because she's already spoken on it, she spoke already about Karen getting out of jail. Karen has not made a video. She has not done an interview. I don't even think Karen has made an Instagram post. All people have done is given their opinions about her coming home the day after Labor Day. Like, that's it. I feel like Kenya wanted to make sure that she said something in the video that would be shocking to make the blogs. And so she got her wish. What she said about Karen hit all of the major blogs that are on Instagram that I enjoy. And I just thought that it was really mean. I know that Karen made a huge mistake. She has driven drunk. She's gotten 4 DUIs. She did pay her debt to society. She served 7 months in jail. She's paid attorney's fees. She may have even, like, she's gone to AA meetings. I don't know if she had to pay a fine offhand, but she's paid her debt to society, okay? She's been married. Like, her daughter, she was going to college freshman year when Potomac started, and they're on season 10. So her daughter would be in her late 20s by now. So I imagine her and Ray have been married for 30 years. I don't think that it's cool to make jokes about, is she a top or a bottom because she went to jail for several months. And even on the show, Karen has never gave an inclination of her being bi or fluid or anything, or that her and Ray have ever had a threesome or anything. So I don't think that she would like that joke at all, because it seems disrespectful towards her marriage. Now, have we seen Kenya disrespect people's marriages before? Yes, we have. With her insinuating that Nene and Peter flirted with each other. And, at the reunion, Nene told her, now, don't go there now. I'm married. Don't disrespect my marriage like you did Apollo and Phaedra's. And Kenya said, well, I just did. So, we know that doesn't mean anything to her, someone else's marriage, right? So it's just my opinion. But I don't think that that was cool. I don't think that Karen or Ray would have appreciated that. The other thing is, she says, are you a top or bottom? Wink, wink. You survived the 70s, or you were growing up in the 70s. I know you had a wild lifestyle. So while I was playing that clip, I Googled just on my phone, how old is Kenya Moore? She's 54. So she was born in 1971. Karen Huger is 62. So they are 8 years apart. So in the 70s, Kenya was born in 71. So Karen was born like in the 60s. But Kenya is acting like Karen was a grown woman in the 70s. So I don't know why. It's just so weird. Like her blog now, where she's trying to like drag people, it's giving like those early seasons of RHOA for Kenya, which would have started season 5. It's giving that mean-spirited Kenya before she had her daughter, because I felt like her becoming a mom softened her up. And that was the beginning of me really connecting with Kenya. Now, I always found Kenya Moore to be very beautiful. She takes great care of her body, and she's always been articulate and smart. Like, I'm that RHOA fan that used to go on bravotv.com, and I would read the cast members' blogs that they would type. So they used to type out like their weekly commentary on the episodes. Kenya's would be like a college term paper. She would have paragraphs, no typos. It was grammatically correct. It was an easy read because she's such a good writer. She's so smart. So I've respected Kenya on those levels. I always felt like she took it to hell once she didn't like somebody. But I know that for a lot of people, Team Twirl out there, y'all have always loved that. But I do feel like Karen Huger caught a stray at the expense of Kenya wanting to make sure that she made the blogs and that her YouTube channel popped. I don't know if she feels it or Bravo said something to her that lets her feel like she's done with the housewives, and she feels like she just wants to come at whoever gets to still be on the show or on the Housewives franchise, because Karen ain't even on Atlanta. She's on Potomac, but I just think that it's just kind of mean. And viewers of reality TV, we never like a gang up. We never like bullying, and we never like just downright mean. Especially when Karen ain't did shit to you now, Kenya. Now, if she goes on and pulls some tea on you and Mark Daly and stuff, don't say nothing. Don't say she's going too far and this is affecting your child, because you started it. You drew first blood. So now if Karen wants to clap back, she can. But I think Karen is focusing on herself. She's probably like in therapy. She's probably filming scenes for Potomac. She doesn't have time to respond to a blog done by a lady who blew up pictures on poster boards of some woman giving somebody oral and got kicked off of a show that was her bread and butter. She doesn't have time to respond to somebody like that who did a blog and making jokes about her like she's on Orange is the New Black. Karen ain't got time for that. But you do, apparently. But what do you all think about what Kenya had to say about Karen? Do you think that she went too far? Did you think it was just mean? Do you think she's trying to stay relevant? What are your thoughts? I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And I hope that you all have a great night. I hope you sleep well, sleep deeply. Don't forget to say your affirmations in the mirror. We're all going to have a terrific Tuesday. You can also manifest in your journal, in your notebook. I learned this from Kempire. I am so thankful and happy that, and I complete the sentence. I write it over and over and over. And I have seen some things come to pass this summer and this year with manifesting. So definitely go ahead and give it a try. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.